Check it. Alright guys, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a fantastic week and weekend. Let's go ahead and hop in the charts and see what we're looking at. So we're going to be checking out AMC stock, APE stock, GME stock, and SPY stock in this video. We're going to be looking at those stocks, giving you guys the technical analysis and letting you guys know what is going to be happening with these stocks. Guys, I think something exciting is happening. This is not financial advice, but all of these stocks are looking very, very good, and it looks like we're about to have a push up in SPY. This is a longer video, and I do cover cryptocurrency in the beginning, so if you want to skip that, I do understand, but this video is cram-packed full of information about the crypto market, stock market, and meme stocks. Cram-packed full of information. So if you want all of that information, you're gonna have to take the time to watch this video. It is 30 minutes long, so I do warn you ahead of time, but it is full of information that you need to know. Let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data. Let's go.
Guys, what is up? You are back for another video with Data Zero. In this video, we're going to look at AMC stock, GME stock, SPY stock, APE stock. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin, SPY. We're going to be looking at the overall crypto market. We're going to be looking at SPY and more. This video is not financial advice. You must do your own research and technical analysis before buying any stock or crypto asset. That being said, let's go ahead and hop in the charts and see what we have going on. Now, the first thing I want to point out is Bitcoin BTC. Bitcoin BTC. I did pick up more Bitcoin in this range. I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin under 30K. I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin under 30K. Historically, this is a good buying point for Bitcoin, a good buying point for Bitcoin. Buying it underneath this range that supported the last bull market. I do think Bitcoin bull run is coming in 2024, and I do have or want to accumulate a whole BTC before this bull run. I also have a couple Ethereum as well. Ethereum I was extremely bullish on. I do think it might even have the potentiality to flip Bitcoin. Yes, if you know about the tokenomics of Ethereum, it is deflationary. It is deflationary, and it could flip Bitcoin because there are so many more things that you can do with Ethereum than Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is the original. It's pristine. It's clean. It's clean. It's easy. It's clear. It's the first. So it does have the first mover's advantage, but I do think Ethereum could see potentiality where it could flip BTC, and that would cause Ethereum to have massive gains. As you guys can see, Bitcoin's price is 26,000. Ethereum's price is only 1,000. If Ethereum did flip Bitcoin, it would catch up to Bitcoin and pass BTC in price. So you could see what type of gains that would cause. Now, I am looking at this to potentially happen here in the Bitcoin bull run coming in 2024. There is normally a Bitcoin bull run every halving. Okay, every 4 years there's a halving, and into the halving there is a Bitcoin bull run. This is basically programmable money, and it's programmed into the money to move this way. If you look, ever since Bitcoin has been created, it has done nothing but gone up in value. The trend is your friend, and it has done nothing but gone up in value. You guys can see when it begins tracking, it was only $1. Here, right here, it says 555. Look, you've only ever made money on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I do think, is a great investment, not financial advice. Me personally, I think it is a great investment, and I do continue to buy more Bitcoin and HODL at these levels. Now, you guys can see we do have this ascending triangle on Bitcoin that we have been tracking for quite some time. It is breaking to the downside. We can see that RSI is in the oversold range, so I do expect Bitcoin to get a bounce here, but it could see a little bit lower low into 24, maybe even 22,000. If we do see that low, I will be accumulating more Bitcoin because, again, I'm accumulating Bitcoin and Ethereum in these ranges. Bitcoin under 30,000, Ethereum under 2,000, and I am very bullish for both of these assets. I will do more technical analysis on both of these assets in the future. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see more crypto videos. I can also talk about altcoins as well. Let me know, because after the MOAS, I am going to be focused on cryptocurrency quite a lot. Now you guys can see altcoins are seeing a lot of gains. Most gains in the altcoin market are HBAR, Rune, R-U-N-E. XLM seeing a nice bit of gain as well. XLM is a great coin. If you cannot find or buy XRP, XLM is a great play as well. XLM is with XRP, it's basically one and the same thing. And you guys can see it's actually outperforming XRP and has outperformed XRP in several instances. You guys can see that it has quite decent gains for the day as we are getting a bounce in the altcoin market. And you can see even over the month, we have some coins making gains like Rune, Shiba Inu up 9% for the month. And again, KAS up 9% for the month. So you guys can see even with Bitcoin pulling back, some of these coins have made insane gains. And you can also see KAS has made insane gains for the year, up 1,000%, IGN up 391%. So you can see altcoins do make gains no matter what. XRP up 53%. So again, you guys can see massive gains for these coins. XLM up 13%. All good in the neighborhood of crypto. So this is what we're looking at for the overall crypto market. I do think we could see an overall pullback with the initial market, seeing an overall pullback with the initial market, but I do think Bitcoin can decouple from SPY. I do think Bitcoin will decouple from SPY as SPY is about to see a major crash and capitulation. And I think Bitcoin is actually going to find support somewhere in these ranges and then continue to the upside, having a bull run into 2024. And I actually think SPY is about to see a major correction that could take some time. It could take some time. It could take even a couple years. I do think we're about to see a prolonged bear market, and I do think we're actually about to enter a recession in the economy. You guys can see that Michael Burry is positioning himself with puts. Me personally, I am net short the market. I've been telling everyone that the top was in. I literally shouted at the top of my lungs, literally putting on Twitter, putting it all over, letting everyone know that the top would be coming around the time of 460. Also, guys, if you haven't joined the Discord, you want to check out the Discord because people are making absolutely massive gains. You guys can see that this person took away $1,600. So again, join the Discord. We do still have some spots open in the Discord. You guys can see we have more winners here. This person's up $600. So again, we have more winners from the Discord. I will be posting more winners as well, and we post our gains. So check out the Discord. We do have a few more spots left. So message me ASAP if you want to get in that Discord. Message me ASAP. My email is linked below, Data Zero Official. Once you message me, all you have to do is send payment after you message me, and I'll send you the payment information, and then I'll send you the link. Once you make payment, it's as easy as that, and I'll give you all the plays in the Discord. So again, hit me up for that invite, get on the list, put your name on that email. Now, guys, you guys can see that I did call the top at 450, 460, and I've been saying it from earlier than July. I tweeted it on July, but I said it in videos much before that, but I wanted to make it official because I knew we would be coming back to look at these tweets, so I put it on Twitter July 15th, and you guys can see that I called the top, and what has happened, you guys can see 459.44. It's been going down ever since. So I do think we're about to enter a major correction. Now, what do I think is going to be happening here over the next couple of days and weeks? I do think SPY's actually about to have a green week this week. So if you guys can see, we've had 3 red weeks in a row, 3 red weeks in a row ever since we hit that top at 459.44. Again, right where the mark is. So it's just crazy that you guys see that. But anyways, you can see that we had these 3 red weeks in a row ever since hitting that top. I do think we're about to have a green week on SPY. So I do think we're about to have a green week on SPY. I think SPY is actually about to get a bounce. Okay, I think it's about to get a bounce coming back up to probably 444. It's about to get a decent bounce back to the upside. You guys can see that RSI is getting close to oversold on the daily. It is oversold on the 4-hour time frame. You can see that it's working on a MACD cross on the 4-hour time frame. You can see that it's working on a MACD, and it has a MACD cross here on the 2-hour time frame. So you can see that momentum is building. It has to get above these major resistances, though. We have major resistance here. We have major resistance here. We have multiple points of major resistance. So for it to get a meaningful bounce all the way back up to, say, fill this gap, I don't think it's possible. I don't think we're going to come up and fill this gap yet. I think this gap is actually going to be left up here for quite some time. It will get filled, but I think this gap is actually going to be left up here for quite some time. You can see that we have multiple gap fills to the downside. I think these gaps will be filled first before this gap, believe it or not. I think we'll probably come up to at least 444 in my personal opinion, but I don't think we're going to go much higher than that. At least not much higher than 446. You guys can see that you have this macro bear flag right here. This is major resistance. There's so much resistance in this area alone. You guys can see all the confluence of this horizontal resistance, this sloping resistance right here. There's so much confluence right here. Look where the Bollinger Bands are here. There's just too much going on there to make me believe that it would be able to get above those ranges. You guys can see even the EMAs are clustered around that range. So again, very, very, very heavy resistance at 444. So I do think we'll get a bounce to about that range, maybe even just 441, hitting our head and then continuing our way down. Again, the trend is your friend, and you can see that momentum has shifted. Again, we have multiple signs that momentum has shifted. We'll go ahead and show you these signs here. So we'll go ahead and pop on the alligator. You guys can see on the daily time frame, the alligator has flipped bearish. You can see that the green band is flipped to the downside. You can see the blue band is on top. That means the bearish band is on top. You guys can see that they have already crossed and they're starting to spread apart. That means there's a lot of momentum in this move. You guys can see when there's an uptrend, there's a lot of momentum. That means the bands are far apart. You can see how far apart the bands are. When the move is losing momentum, the bands get closer together and then they cross, and then you can see we have a change of momentum. You can see that momentum has changed to the downside, and we have bearish momentum to the downside. You can see that the MACD has bearish momentum to the downside. You can see that the weekly MACD is about to flip. So we might not even get that green week. I am predicting a green weekly candle holding these levels, but again, things could get ugly for SPY quick. I do think we're going to see a major crash. There's lots of things going on in China. There's lots of things going on in the economy macro wise. So I do think we could see a major crash and capitulation at any moment. Now, my personal theory is we're going to see this in September. September is right around the corner. So again, this could happen at any moment. But my personal theory is we're going to see the bulk of the crash in September. I do think we're going to see the bulk of the crash in September, in my personal opinion. Now, we will be getting to AMC here in a minute. I know this video is a longer video, but I want to cover each and every aspect thoroughly on this video. So again, this is going to be a longer video, but I'm going to go ahead and run through this stuff in detail. So again, I do think we're going to get a meaningful bounce back to the upside, letting RSI cool down, letting it get out of these oversold regions, and then continue our way down. We do have a downtrend. So I showed you guys with the alligator. I showed you guys we have the bearish engulfing on the daily time frame. This bearish engulfing got confirmed when we close below it. So when you close below the bearish engulfing, that confirms it. So you guys can see we have a daily close below it, multiple daily closes below it. We also have a weekly bearish engulfing. You guys can see this bearish engulfing here and engulfed both of these candles, and we close below that. So you guys can see multiple bearish engulfings on the macro time frame. This is letting you know that the trend has changed. Again, the macro always plays out. The macro overrides the micro. You guys can see that the trend is clearly down. Anyone thinking that we're going to bounce up and go to all-time highs or start a new bull rally just can't read charts. I'm not trying to be mean. They just cannot read charts. Okay, we're not going to bounce and get a new bull rally. We're not going to have a higher high. It is not going to be a higher high. I tried to argue this point constantly to people. We're not getting a higher high. You guys can see that we have a push to the upside here on the macro chart for cycles and psychology. Then you have a lower low. So you guys can see right here, then you have a lower low. So right here is your high, right here is your low. As you guys can see, what is going on in the macro, you guys can see the macro, we have a run to the upside and a slightly lower low. This is playing out exactly how it should. We have had a multi-year bear run. This is the euphoria rally. You see how it's just going straight up? If you cannot zoom out and understand what is going on, look at what the S&P 500 has been doing. Guys, we're coming up for a major correction. This is a multi-year bull market. You guys can see it is just literally at this point after COVID going basically straight up. So you have to zoom out to get context on what is actually going on in the market. And look at this chart. You guys can see how it kind of goes up and then goes parabolic. Look at the S&P 500. Kind of goes up and then goes parabolic. Look at the charts, guys. Look at the charts. Again, you cannot make this stuff up. Now, as you guys can see, and again, when you're doing TA, all you're doing is charting human psychology. This is just humans and algorithms behind this making the decisions. So that's why these patterns play out. That's why these things work, and that's why history repeats itself. You guys can see it kind of goes up and then goes parabolic. Then we get a slightly lower low. What's about to happen next? A major correction all the way back down to the downside into anger and depression. Again, I do think we can come back down to these levels here, maybe even 200 or lower than COVID lows. So again, people getting roped in right now by Moon Boys telling you it's going to go to a new bull market, new all-time highs, are absolutely about to get rug pulled. And again, you can see the slightly lower low. You can see everything playing out. You can see the macro bear flag. Multiple signs that this is going to capitulate. You guys can see that the MACD is crossing to the bear side here on the weekly time frame. Again, it's not rocket science on what's about to happen. When in doubt, zoom out. So that's why I'm looking at SPY. I do think we're going to see a crash here around September. It has definitely already started, but I think we're going to see the bulk of it here in September. This is literally the beginning. I do think we're about to enter a macro recession. And again, once you understand economics, psychology, charts, all of this becomes very, very clear. I'm teaching the keys each and every day. Now, let's go ahead and look at our meme stocks. Let's go ahead and look at our meme stocks, checking out APE, GME, and AMC. So let's go ahead and first pop into APE. So APE, guys, APE set up for a big move, okay? I know there's people out there that do not think APE can run. APE is set up for a big move, y'all. APE is set up for a big move. You guys can see we have this big bullish ascending triangle. You guys can see we have this big bullish, or not ascending triangle, bullish pennant. We already broke to the upside of it, and we confirmed it. We've not only broke to the upside, but we came back and retested it. Not once, but twice. Retested this pennant not once, but twice as support, and then continued up. When you see a stock that has RSI blown out like this and just continues to move to the upside, it is literally squeezing. APE is in a squeeze move. You guys can see it's been outside of the bands for several days. APE is in a squeeze move already. This is a squeeze move. This is the start of it, okay? Again, not financial advice. You guys can believe whatever you want. It is very, very obvious what's going on with APE. It just had a big push up and is literally melting to the upside. It's very, very obvious. RSI is blown out the water and it's over top of the bands, using the bands as support. This is the start of a squeeze move. And what's about to happen next is APE is about to go up and fill the gap. There's a gap fill here at $2.60. It's about to go fill this gap at minimum, and it will probably go higher than $3.36. Now, again, the least it's going to go is this gap. The next price point is $3.36. After that, we could hit $5 or $10 on APE. Yes, I know, $5 or $10 on APE. This will be good for AMC. So only thing that APE has to do is stay above $2.21, this red line here, and you guys can see it's already at $2.27. So APE again is set up for a squeeze move. Next week should be good for APE now that we broke out of this pennant. Again, when you see a stock push up and just consolidate and then start melting up, there's something going on. So APE is starting a squeeze move. You can see that we're outside of the bands, using the bands as support. I always tell you guys, when you see RSI blown out the water and you see a stock, because we're looking for squeeze plays all the time. So when you see RSI blown out the water and you see a stock using the bands as support, it's in a squeeze move. This is the start, and what's going to happen next are 10, 20% gainer days, not financial advice. Now, would I chase APE right now? Would I be buying new APE positions? No, because I'm a trader. I'm looking at RSI. I'm looking at stuff like that. I would not. If I have positions in APE, I'd be holding, getting ready for a pump to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at for APE. Now, let's go ahead and look at GME. GME stock and show you guys what's going on for GME. GME is setting up for a move as well, potentially finding a bottom at 1814. Okay, so GME possibly finding a bottom here at 1814. You guys can see that RSI is extremely oversold. You guys can see that RSI is extremely oversold on the 4-hour time frame, even on the daily time frame. So this could be the spring for GME, as it did get an overall capitulation meltdown. I do think GME could be starting to get a bottom, which could lead us to a bounce, which would take us over that $30 mark, filling this gap fill at $40. We have a macro double bottom, bottom number 1 off of 15, bottom number 2 at 15. This will curl you back around and lead you back up to the gap fill. We also have another gap fill for GME. There's another gap fill way at $70. So again, gaps get filled, guys. Gaps get filled. APE has a gap fill above it. GME has a gap fill above it. These stocks are all setting up for a takeoff. You can see the macro falling wedge. Not financial advice. Not financial advice, all right? So again, GME setting up for a move. The macro always plays out. You can see it push to the upside, this bullish 2-year consolidation. We're now finally in the ranges where we can start to finally get a push to the upside. We can see that GME went outside the Bollinger Bands on the weekly time frame. I do think we're about to get a snap back inside of the bands, getting a spring type action for GME, playing out the Wyckoff accumulation that I showed you guys multiple times here on the channel, playing out that Wyckoff accumulation, getting this spring and launching to the upside. So like I always repeat, not financial advice, I think GME setting up for a move. I think APE setting up for a move. And it's kind of convenient that they're both setting up for a move at the same time. But that is not all. Just wait. There's more. You know that meme? Just wait. There's more. Guys, there is more. There is more. I know I'm talking silly sometimes. Gotta have fun, guys. But anyway, as you can see, look at AMC stock. AMC stock melting up too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green days in a row. You cannot complain. 5 green days in a row and melting to the upside. We do have a gap fill to the upside for AMC as well. All of these stocks have gap fills to the upside. All of them looking extremely bullish in my personal opinion. AMC playing out a beautiful Wyckoff accumulation. Again, we can pull up the Wyckoff charts. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I've done multiple videos on this, so you guys can go ahead and check out those videos if you'd like. I'm not going to run through the whole thing, but we have a Wyckoff accumulation on GME where they find springs. AMC is perfect, getting a lower low. GME, I do think it found its spring off of 1814, and after your spring, you get a move to the upside. We also have the market psychology charts playing out on both stocks. As AMC macro, you guys can see the macro. We had a push to the upside. Then we had a shut and drop. Then we had this upwards consolidation chop where everyone got roped in. You'll remember if you were an AMC holder with this bull flag, we thought we were going to go to the moon right here after this bull flag. But what happened? It was the complacency stage. I sold half of my shares here and bought half of them back down here. Again, you want to flip, reuse, and use house money for these positions. Why are you using house money? That way you can get a risk-free position. I'm trying to teach everyone this. I seen someone in the stream on Friday. They took the SQQ play that I gave. They took that play. They made bread. And then they bought more AMC shares with house money. I'm trying to teach everyone this. That way everyone can get a risk-free position and be able to sleep a little bit more easily. But as you guys can see, you drop down into anger and depression. It's always a lower low, anger, depression. Once you get a capitulation, you have to get a capitulation. You see that capitulation for GME and AMC. AMC just had its capitulation with that dump to the downside. GME just had its capitulation here with its sudden droop to the downside. You guys can see this sudden droop to the downside and then a bounce. Look what happens after that. Okay, look what happens after that. Sudden droop to the downside and a bounce. You get a nice V-shaped recovery, a little bit of a pullback, and then a disbelief rally, moving back into the euphoria stage. I do think that is going to be happening for both AMC and GME. GME, again, push the upside, drop down, upwards consolidation chop, anger, depression. We're going to start moving into our phase. Bollinger Bands constricting, MACD about to flip. This is all on the monthly. AMC, same thing. Run up, drop down. This is complacency stage. Then you drop down into anger and depression. We got our final droop, and we're about to start going into hope and disbelief and euphoria. You guys can see Bollinger Bands here on the monthly time frame getting very, very tight. About to get a monthly MACD cross. Again, correlating with macro cycles. I do think we're in a cycle. You guys can see that we had a squeeze cycle here, double squeezes right here. I do think we're about to go into another macro bull rally squeeze cycle, whatever you want to call it, macro bull rally squeeze cycle. But I do think we're going into that range. As SPY is the exact opposite. That's why I think SPY is going down into an anger and depression on the macro. This is also why we're seeing AMC start to decouple from SPY. The last couple of days, SPY has been absolutely dying. AMC has been doing nothing but printing green candles. Again, decoupling from SPY. I told you guys as we got closer to the squeeze, this would be happening. I do think the court case is mostly FUD. A lot of people are fearing it right now. If the reverse split comes, I suggest everyone average down as much as you can because we're going to see a rally before the reverse split, which mean this week. We're going to see a rally this week because the reverse split is the 24th. A lot of people are saying that this thing is going to go to the Supreme Court. I focus on the chart. So if you want to focus on that stuff, you got to go to a different channel. I do apologize. I try to put out what news I can. But as far as what I have from the Discord and from everyone looking, basically there's two lawsuits out. One got denied, one got approved. So this is not official. You guys are going to have to confirm this yourself. You're going to have to do your own due diligence. I focus on the charts, but there are 2 lawsuits out there. One got denied, one got approved, and this is what we're looking at. I do think that the reverse split is probably going to get denied, and this whole thing's going to go to the Supreme Court. That's what I personally think, but this is just my personal opinion. You guys got to do your own research, due diligence, and think what you want. But as far as this trade goes, I'm averaging down, so when we get this rally and fill this gap, we will make profit. I do think we can make at least $6 to $8 at the very, very minimum. If we break $8, we could see a run to $20, $30, $40, $50 if we break this $8 to $12 golden zone. Now, if allowed to play out and AMC has time, this Wyckoff accumulation will play out. Again, I've done multiple videos on that. The macro will play out. All of this stuff will play out if AMC is just given time. You need to just leave it alone. It doesn't need reverse splits. It doesn't need stock splits. It doesn't need APE. It just leave it alone and keep buying and keep trapping the shorts. Keep letting short interest pile up. Keep making them pay 879% cost to borrow. Keep it on the threshold security list. If you just do all of this stuff and leave AMC alone, it will squeeze, okay? We don't need a reverse split, okay? Reverse split is a stock killer. It's simple math 101. There was people in the stream other day trying to say, like, I don't know where they get this from. These guys are, and I'm not trying to make fun of everyone, but they said dilution will cause the squeeze. Bro, if you know anything about simple supply and demand 101, if you have 100 apples and someone wants to buy your 100 apples, okay? If you have 100 apples and someone wants to buy 100 all your apples, you can sell those apples for any price. But if someone brings 100 more apples and puts them on the open market, that person who really wants the apples really, really bad can buy them from the open market for cheaper. That makes all the apples worth less when there are more apples put on the market. So if that doesn't make sense to you, I don't know how to explain it. When there are more shares available, that makes all the shares worth less, and that is not how a short squeeze occurs. A short squeeze is a liquidity dry up. It's when there's not enough shares. So how does putting shares on the market help? Adam Aaron stopped the run up, okay? Adam Aaron stopped the run up to 72 with the squeeze. So dilution didn't happen because of this, okay? Let me explain and end this FUD right here. What happened is we started running. Adam Aaron diluted and ended the run, okay? If you were in the play then, you will remember Adam Aaron diluted like around this day and stopped the play. So do not talk to me about this. I was in the play. I was holding. That it didn't start running because of dilution. It ended because of dilution. Again, just think of the apples. If you have 100 apples, okay, and someone wants to buy those apples really, really bad, if someone comes along with 100 more apples and puts them on the market, that makes all the apples worth less because that person can just buy them from the open market instead of buying the only apples that are available from you for whatever price, okay? So again, I think AMC will squeeze if left alone. It's way outside of the Bollinger Bands. Technicals look good. We need to fill this gap. I do think this gap will get filled this week. If we get over this, if we fill this gap and get over $6, things can get real. We need to get to 8 to 12, break that, and then we could shoot for all-time highs. Me personally, I'm going to play it by ear, day by day. I cannot tell you what to do. What I'm doing is I'm averaging down and making sure that I can profit from this trade and then profit. I do think I'm going to be selling some shares before the reverse split and maybe holding a little bit after just in case by some miracle I am wrong, but it doesn't make any sense that a reverse split will help. I know about the QSIP change. It's the dilution that's going to kill you, okay? It's going to make you a bag holder, and it's the value getting stolen. So you lose your value, and on top of dilution, it's just a basic complete wipeout of all of your value because not only is there more shares, which makes all the shares worth less, but you just got reverse splits, which automatically takes away some of your shares. So again, it's a bad deal for me. So I'm going to be looking to exit before the reverse split. I know some apes believe in the reverse split. Me personally, guys, if you know about stocks, if you know about the market, you wouldn't believe in a reverse split because the facts, okay, you wouldn't believe because the facts are that if you put dilution, it doesn't help a squeeze. If you do a reverse split, it doesn't help your value. So this is just what I'm looking at, guys. I'm just telling you guys the truth, the facts. You guys can believe whatever you want. But let's go ahead and finish up this video looking at the charts. This is a longer video and it does have a lot of information. Again, your time is valuable, so let's go ahead and wrap this video up. So again, I do think AMC is going to continue back to the upside. Continuing, we might see one more day of consolidation maybe here on Monday. I do have price targets of $4.50 for next week. I do think it will be a green week for GME. I do think it will be a green week for AMC, and I do think it will be a green week for APE. So I think all of these are going to have a green week plus SPY. So I'm predicting a green weekly candle for all four stocks. All four stocks, green weekly candle. AMC price targets are $4.50 and $5. If we get over that $5 mark, we have the $6.20 price target, which if broken, things can get real quick because then we could shoot to that $8 test. If we can test that $8 mark, it can get on and popping if we can break it. Now, again, RSI is saying we're going to have a rally. Anytime RSI gets this low on AMC, you guys can see on the 4-hour time frame, anytime RSI gets that low, we have a rally. RSI got that low, we had a rally. RSI got low, we had a rally. You can see anytime RSI just dies like that, you can see AMC has a rally afterwards. RSI got that low, rally. So anytime RSI gets that low, you guys can see that there is a subsequent rally afterwards. Right here, we did have a little bit, you can see it, but this was right after the squeeze, but we did have this pop here, and we did have this pop here. So again, anytime RSI gets that low, you guys can see we have a subsequent rally, and this goes back all the way to the history of AMC stock. We can see multiple rallies when RSI gets that low. RSI got very, very low. I do think we're going to see a rally. Also, we're outside of the Bollinger Bands here on the daily time frame. That's going to help us push up. We also have a gap fill, and we're starting to flip MACD here on the daily. Multiple aspects showing bullishness on AMC stock. Both AMC and APE are set up for a move. GME possibly getting a V-shaped recovery here this week. It is looking very, very bullish for these stocks. I do think SPY is actually going to have a bullish week as well. So again, it's going to be very, very bullish week. Get ready. Get your trades ready. People in the Discord, guys, I'm going to be dropping some more plays. I just dropped a banger. You guys already know if you're in the Discord. But if you want to get in the Discord, all you have to do is hit me up via email, Instagram, or Twitter. Those are linked below. Hit me up. Say, hey, I want to get in the Discord. I will send you the payment information, and we'll go from there. Guys, as always, I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. This is the video. Have fun. Stay safe. Make money. Peace out.
All right, guys, that was the video. If you found it informative, all you have to do is simply drop a like, leave a comment, and press subscribe to get more information like this. And I do have a Discord to join. Discord you can join. There are still spots in the Discord left, so if you want to get in that Discord, all you have to do is hit me up via email, Instagram, or Twitter. Go ahead and hit me up ASAP before those spots fill up. Again, Instagram, Discord, or Twitter, those are all linked below. So if you want that information, I have straight bangers. Guys, I've been posting some of the gains, absolute incredible gains. So if you want to get part of the Data Zero family in that way, go ahead and message me to hit me up about the Discord. But if you want to be a part of the Data Zero family, all you have to do is simply press subscribe. I also have a membership on the channel you can join. This is $2.99 a month. $2.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. This is via YouTube. All you have to do is press subscribe or join next to the subscribe button on the channel membership. This helps me out because it does help me pay for some of the time that I do making these YouTube videos, because YouTube ad revenue isn't that much. But guys, if you want to support me for free, all you have to do is simply drop a like, leave a comment, and press subscribe. It is a great way to help the channel grow, as well as sharing the videos. And as always, I appreciate each and every one of you that watched the end of the video to see this message. As always, have fun, stay safe, make money.